You make my morning.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
I'm actually really, really proud of Charlamagne Tha God. Charlamagne, of course, works down the hall at Power 105, but you see him all over the world on TV. The radio show is wildly successful.
Thank you for having me, Godfather.
The book is it officially out now?
It's out today.
Today's the day.
Today is the day.
Where's our copies?
I got you.
What you doing?
I'll bring them tomorrow.
No. I said, Daniel, buy your own.
I'm buying my own. I want you to get the money.
He works next door.
Yeah.
Danielle, I know the guy that works at the Apple store. He ain't handing out iPhones for free.
That's different than a book.
I mean, how much do these retail for? Because you gave me mine. Well, how much are these books, Charlamagne?
I have no idea, to be honest
Holy,
with you.
$25.
Really?
See?
$25.99.
That's the hardcover. There's a soft cover too, right?
You have a soft one already?
I got the hardcover and the Audible out. I don't know anything about the soft
No,
cover yet.
soft doesn't usually come out for months after.
You're too young to go soft.
Yeah, it stays hard for a while.
Stay hard for a while.
I'm trying, bro.
Now,
I'm trying.
Now, if you're not familiar with Charlamagne, you need to become familiar with Charlamagne because not only is he just so fun to listen to and talk to, but your outlook on life is, to me, it's inspiring. And I'm an old guy, and I've been in this business a long time, but I just thumbed through your book when I had a few minutes over the weekend, and I picked up a couple of great pieces of advice.
Thank you.
It's never too late, never too old to listen to people who are succeeding, and you are. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Godfather. I mean, I have a principle in my book because there's actually 8 principles, and one of the principles is give people the credit they deserve for being stupid, including yourself. So I'm too dumb to be closed-minded. So I wake up every day and I'm receptive to new information. I'm receptive to, just people telling me new things. I like learning. I'm always open to learning.
I know, but I find it interesting that people call themselves stupid when they really are the smartest people you know. Charlamagne grew up in a rural area in the Carolinas, right?
Moncks Corner, South Carolina. Population, when I was growing up, the population was 8,000, but people have been fornicating, so it's about 9,000.
Right. But you like to read, though. You like to read. You like
absolutely.
to find out what's going on in the world outside of your area.
Yeah, my mother was an English teacher, and she was a Jehovah's Witness, so she would always keep a watchtower and an awake in my face, but she would always, put books in my face. And we had the Book It program. Y'all remember the Book It program? Yeah. You read 4 books, and you get a free pizza.
Yeah.
So luckily, I used to really like pizza, so I would just run through Mad Judy Blume and Beverly Cleary books.
You read everything.
Oh man, and my mother would always tell me read things that don't pertain to you.
So are the religions? Did you get into world philosophies and religions and things like that?
Okay, 'cause my mother was a Jehovah's Witness, my grandmother was a Baptist, my father was a witness, and he started to study Islam, so I would literally read everything. My father would have books like Message to the Black Man by Elijah Muhammad or the autobiography of Malcolm X, so I'd read that, and then I'd be reading Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, as well. And I'd just be reading scriptures from the Bible. I would just literally read everything.
What do you believe? Do you believe a little bit of everything? I think that's a great way to look at life. Take the good things you love about all religions and put them in one.
Yeah, I'm a spiritual person. I'm not really a religious person because I don't want to get caught up in the practices or the super strict beliefs or the praying 5 times a day. I'm just a spiritual person. I have a connection with my Creator. That's it.
Charlamagne will talk about anything and everything. He's not afraid to cover any subject at all. But what is the topic you hear and you stay away from? What are you scared to? What road are you scared to drive down?
I don't think I'm afraid to drive down any road if I'm informed about that.
What road do you turn off of as fast as you can?
Anything I'm not informed about.
Right.
If I'm not informed about it, I'm not going to sit here and give an opinion. I think that's the problem with the world today. Everybody's giving these opinions on things they have no clue about. I'm just the type of person, I'm going to take your word for it. For example, if, it's always the discussion of if somebody's born gay or if they're not. Why are we having that discussion if you're not gay? If a person's gay and they tell me they're born gay, you just believe them and shut the hell up and take that's it.
That's it. End of story. Why argue it?
Or even the identity, the whole identity thing. The transgender, transsexual, same thing. If that's how that person feels, who are you to tell them otherwise and tell them, oh, this isn't the way things are supposed to be? I don't have no idea of that. So if the person tells me that's what it is, that's what it is.
Charlamagne Tha God, it's black privilege. Opportunity comes to those who create it. Not only is it the story of your life and your career, which we got to get into, but also things that you have learned along the way and you continue to learn, and you will learn until the day you die. He's a learner, and I think we can all learn from that. Never, ever close your mind to what's going on. I'm gay, by the way.
I'm too dumb to be closed-minded.
Hey,
I know you're gay, Godfather.
So
you made that perfectly clear the first time we met, and you told me about it. Well,
I gave him a reach around.
I don't want to blow him up because he told me about it. It might have been Alex. Was it Alex?
Was it Alex?
I think it was.
Did I talk about personal stuff with you?
Yes, this was years ago, though.
All right, we'll move on to something else.
And you told me, he gave me some great advice. He said, you know what they say, Charlamagne? I said, what did they say? He said, if you wake up in the morning and there's no blood on the pillow, you didn't have a good time.
I was talking about hitting my head on the. I fell on the street. Head trauma. Okay, moving on. So Charlamagne has lived a life that we sometimes just think around movies and in books and things, but he's lived this life. He continues to do it. I mean, you used to sell drugs.
Definitely used to sell crack.
What'd you learn? What's the good thing about selling crack? What'd you learn from it?
There's no good thing about selling
there's
crack.
got to be. No, you walked away with a lot of good stuff.
I will say selling crack helped me to develop my name because, when I used to sell crack in Moncks Corner, my government name is Leonard Larry. My father's name is Larry. Mm-hmm. So it's a small town, so if they would see me, they'd be like, oh, that's Larry's son. So I would always say my name was Charles or Charlie. And that's how the Charlamagne came into play because Charlamagne is French for Charles the Great. So
that's a good thing that came out of selling crack?
That's the only, yeah.
You spent time in jail?
Yes, I did.
What was that like? How long were you there?
I think the longest I ever did was like 4 months.
The longest? Like so how many times were you in?
Oh, man. About 4, 5.
So you in the back of a police car was like another day at the office for you. It was like, okay, here we go.
Me and my father have been actually locked up together. I've talked about that in the book. Yeah, because they had this whole, they thought he was this big kingpin, which he really wasn't. So they stopped him one day and they caught him with like less than a gram of cocaine. And they came to my mother's house and searched my mom's house. And they found like a bag with some residue in it that had less than a gram of cocaine. So they had both of us in the jail cell at the same time.
How'd you get into radio?
I got into radio because it came a point in my life where I started actually listening to my father because my father would always tell me if you don't change your lifestyle, you're going to end up in jail, dead, or broke sitting under the tree. So when I actually did start ending up in jail or seeing like my older cousins broke sitting under the tree or seeing people around me actually die, I was like, yo, I just got to change my lifestyle.
But
so
radio, I mean, you could have done anything.
Yes, I started working mad odd jobs and I used to want to be a rapper like many brothers in the hood. So I was sitting around this recording studio one day and this guy that used to do radio named Willie Will was there. And I said, yo, how'd you get in the radio? Like, simple question.
Yeah.
How did you get in the radio? And he was like, I went down there and got an internship. Now, this was 1998 in Charleston, South Carolina. So I was like, it's that easy? I can just go down there and get an internship? And he was like, yeah. So that's exactly what I went and did.
And here you are now.
Absolutely.
Some of the best people in radio started not through, collegiate studies of radio, from being interns. Look at there's Danielle's one up.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly how I started.
I've never been to college a day in my life. Well, I did go to technical school at one point, but I was sitting in there and I was like, why am I here? I need to be at the radio station.
Right.
I got a job in radio. I should be there learning everything.
Is this something I can learn from reading your book too? It's like
absolutely
be aware of where you are and whether or not you should be there. Do you have any stories that relate to that?
Be aware of where you are and whether or not you should be there. Well, I'm a stern believer in energy. So if my energy goes up in a situation, I feel like this is where I need to be. If my energy goes down in a situation, I don't need to be there.
Right.
And the same thing with people. If I meet certain people and my energy goes up when I'm around them, I want to be with them. When my energy goes down, I distance myself.
So you do rub people the wrong way sometimes, and you have no problem with that.
By accident.
But you don't do it. You don't wake up in the morning, Charlamagne, you are going to piss people off today. You're just you, and that happens to be a byproduct of you.
Because I never want to be I don't want to turn into a caricature of myself. You
right.
know what I mean? It's a lot of people that I grew up liking, like whether it's Skip Bayless or Stephen A. Smith. I feel like those guys are caricatures now. Like they're doing what people expect them to do and want them to do. I'm not like that at all. Like I'm never afraid to grow, never afraid to evolve, never afraid to take on new things, and just I might be a different person tomorrow than I was yesterday. I mean, that's the goal, right?
Have you ever regretted pissing someone off or hurting someone's feelings? Regret maybe is a weird word, but
I
felt kind of bad for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if people remember when I put out that audio of Floyd Mayweather reading. This was like maybe a couple years ago. And, Jimmy Kimmel wanted him to come on the show and read like a page out of Cat in the Hat.
Right.
And we actually had audio from him reading drops in the studio.
Right.
So everybody in the room was like, no, don't play these, Charlamagne. And I was like, no, we're playing them. We need the ratings. We need the numbers. Elvis Duran is kicking our ass. Let's do it. And I played it, and I just immediately felt bad for it. Like, I didn't get reprimanded for it. I didn't get in no trouble. Nobody pressed me in the street.
That's the worst kind.
Yeah, I felt bad.
When you hate yourself for doing something. Not hate, but when you regret. There is a little regret every once in a while.
Yeah, so I kind of like, I learned from that, though, because I had an opportunity to do something like that to Drake a couple years later.
Right.
Because there was all the rumors about him being not writing his own raps. So somebody actually sent me the reference tracks. And when I got him, I was like, nope, this is Floyd Mayweather all over again. I don't want him.
But Charlamagne, you have people coming at you sometimes. I mean, you live a life where, people want to hurt you.
Oh, I've been attacked twice outside of the radio station.
I know. I feel safe working here because Charlamagne's people are watching after us, too.
That's right. Do you know, by the way, we owe you money because Charlamagne, your people offer to defend us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, your guy is always just like, you just let me know.
Yeah, we should help pay for that. Go ahead and invoice us on that. I know, but I mean, living a life where you being yourself, another byproduct of that is some people don't like that. They don't like you.
That is absolutely.
But do you
true.
care if anyone hates you? Do you care if anyone dislikes you at all?
No, because I talk about the rule of 10 in the book. It's two things. My father would always tell me that you're never as good as they are, and you're never as bad as they say you are.
Mm-hmm.
And Cadillac Jack, salute to Cadillac Jack, he told me that the rule of 10: 3 people gonna like it, 3 people not gonna like it, 4 people gonna be on the fence about it. So that's honestly just how I live my life. I just have to be true to myself, and I have to express. As long as I know I'm not being malicious or purposely trying to be disrespectful, I have no problem saying anything.
That's why this book is very important. I mean, even though you may not be living, none of us are living the Charlamagne Tha God life exactly, but you can learn through these principles, like, well, a different way of looking at it. Maybe I can live my life a little more free. Maybe I can stop editing myself when I want to be honest. It's a very freeing thing to have a microphone in front of you and just say what's on your mind.
I mean, I got another principle in the book called Live Your Truth. Live your truth so nobody can use your truth against you. And that's basically the Eminem and 8 Mile theory. At the end of 8 Mile, B. Rabbit said everything about himself that his opponent could possibly say.
Yeah.
And so his opponent was just left speechless. So you just take the power out of other people's opinions about you when you just own who you are.
Charlamagne Tha God. The name of the book is Black Privilege.
Yes.
So, see, if I see a book like that, I gravitate toward it because I'm white. I want to learn. You know what I'm saying? I want to learn a different perspective from someone else. But a text came in saying, "How can white people read your book without feeling weird about the title?" Now, why would you feel weird about the title?
Yeah, you shouldn't feel weird about the title. I mean, when I talk about black privilege, I simply say that I feel like it's a privilege to be black, and I feel like that's how you should feel about whatever you are, because I believe in divine privilege. I know we live in America.
Well, yeah, define privilege, and then it'll make sense. Go.
I mean, it's a privilege to be alive. It's a privilege to be here. When your father was having sex with your mom, 400 million plus sperm cells came out, and one made you. So you are created exactly the way your creator wanted you to be, whatever you are, whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're Asian, whether you're a woman, it does not matter. You are who you are meant to be. So I believe in divine privilege. Yes, I do know that we have institutionalized racism and systemic oppression in America that holds certain communities back, and it marginalizes us and it makes us feel oppressed. We have been oppressed. But at the end of the day, I believe in my creator, and I believe my creator put me here for a real reason, and I believe it is a privilege to be black. Just like you should feel like it's a privilege to be a woman, or you should feel like it's a privilege to be gay, or it's a privilege to be Asian, whatever you are. That is the whole concept of the Black Privilege title. Opportunity comes to those who create it.
And you wrote a book. Is it hard to write a book?
Because
I'm trying to do it, and I can't get it done.
No, I actually wrote. I would sit down with my guy Chris Morrow, and I was talking to a recorder, and then he would transcribe things for me. I didn't really like that, so I just started waking up every Saturday morning and just writing all of these different stories and all of these different things I believe in, and then he made it look all sexy in a book form.
How long did it take you to write it?
It took me like a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I feel kind of weird because I'm kind of in the middle in a situation here.
Mm-hmm. What's the situation?
Wendy Williams.
Yes.
I happen to love Wendy Williams.
Mm-hmm. So do I.
And I know you do. She sat in the same chair one day, and I said, "Hey, so what do you think about Charlamagne?" And I didn't know that you guys had a weird past or whatever, some tense moments. She looked at me and she said, "I don't know who you're talking about."
I know. I heard it.
But I
made it easier for me to write about her in the book.
Oh, really? Because I don't. I want great things for her. I want great things for both of you. But I mean, are you guys ironing these wrinkles out? Do you ever want to go out and fix some of these things that were caused by a misunderstanding years ago?
No, because I mean, I honestly understand that people come into your life for reasons, seasons, and lifetimes. Everything I was supposed to learn from Wendy Williams, I learned. The opportunities I was supposed to get from being in that situation, I learned from. Like I worked for her for a year and a half for free,
right?
Because I tell kids all the time, especially you millennials, you don't recognize opportunity if it's not a paycheck attached to it. When I got presented with the offer, her husband said to me, "Look, we can give you a place to stay, but we can't pay you." I took advantage of that fully. I moved,
and look what it did.
Absolutely, I wrote my own ticket from there, so I don't have any issues with her. I just was simply telling the story.
Like a Wendy or anyone from your past that maybe you're not talking to for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any one person you really want to pick up the phone and call and go, "God, I just want to talk to you again. I miss you. I miss having you in my life." Or are they just done? Are those chapters closed?
Nah, I'm done with that.
All right,
absolutely. I mean, and it's funny because 90% of the people's names I changed in my book. except for all the program directors that fired me. I need them to know the mistakes they made. I've been fired 4 times in radio. I need y'all to own the mistakes you made in your life. Okay? Yes.
You know, bad stuff happens to us, and it's fantastic. It does. We learn from the bad stuff, but some people they're so dragged down by all the negativity. But the negativity is what fuels you to move further.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's one of my principles in my book too. I sternly believe you either win or you learn. There's no losses in life, only lessons if you learn from them.
You know, one of the things I love about you, Charlamagne, is I have this deep down knowledge about you and what you're doing with your life. You're not doing it for the money at all.
No,
I mean,
absolutely not.
Money comes in, you can buy fun things, but that's okay. You're doing this. There's something else. There's some fire going on down here. What is it? Can you describe why you do what you do?
Absolutely, because I feel like as radio personalities, we are public servants, and we are here to serve the needs of the public. Bottom line, point blank, period. I feel like we were the original social media before, when people wanted to get things off their chest and they wanted to talk about things that were going on in their community, they would call the radio. And we're the original catfish, by the way, because none of us look how we sound. And I just feel like we're here to just uplift people and empower people, whether it's us or it's, bringing in voices that can uplift people. Like everybody always talks about after 9/11, how you came on the radio either the very next day.
Yeah, 9/12.
Yeah, 9/12. And you just uplifted New York. That's what we're here to do. We are here to serve the needs of the public.
Amen. Without a doubt, that's why we do what we do.
Yes.
You know, right now, Charlamagne Tha God, Black Privilege is at number 88 on Amazon.
Yes.
I don't want this day to end without it being in the top 10.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I want everyone. Now, tell me, it's okay to blow your own horn here. Tell me how this book will change my life.
Change
say
your life?
Well, I'm going to read this.
Yeah.
Anyone reads this book, how will their life be different when they close it and they're done with it?
I mean, like I said, it's 8 principles that I learned in my life that I want to share with people. And all I want people to do is read this book and feel empowered. Like if you've ever felt marginalized, if you've ever felt oppressed, if you ever feel like you need an extra push to transcend your circumstances, this is the book for you. Because I feel like we're in the best era to create your own opportunity. Like these kids now, we didn't have the tools that they had.
No, it's a
growing up.
free-for-all right now.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
If they want to get in the radio, they can just start a podcast.
Yeah.
If
It's
they
a
wanna-
land grab.
Oh, if they want to be on TV, they can just turn a camera on and go on YouTube. If they're entrepreneurs and they have T-shirts or whatever they're selling, they can literally put them on social media and the world can see them. This is the greatest era to create your own opportunity. And that's what the subtitle of the book is. Opportunity comes to those who create it.
I love you. Before you get out of here, this text inspired most pertinent and relevant interview we've done in years on our show with Charlamagne Tha
Thank you
God
very
today.
much. Well, the book is out right now. Black Privilege, Opportunity Comes to Those Who Create It. Please get it. And I would love for y'all to let your students read it. If y'all want me to come speak at your schools, I will be there too.
Come on, I got to talk to my white people. Don't let the title of this book scare you off. Don't be that way. Don't be
No. Because
that way.
Like I said, my mother told me to always read things that don't pertain to you. And like I said, I can tell you right now, I must increase my bus because I used to read Mad Judy Blume. So don't let the title scare you.
Exactly.
Because this book is for anybody who's ever felt depressed, marginalized, or felt like they needed an extra push to transcend their circumstances.
Which is every single person listening to the
Yes.
show. Charlamagne Tha God, Black Privilege, Opportunity comes to those who create it.
Thank you.
I want it in the top 10 on Amazon by the end of the day.
Thank you.
We love you, Charlamagne.
It is our honor to declare